My name is Dick Campbell. We are in my office at One Constitution Center in Charlestown, Massachusetts. This firm was founded in February of 1983. I was the founder. I was the only shareholder of the firm at the time. I started the firm with 4 lawyers in addition to me, probably another 4 employees, clerical and paralegal, that kind of thing.
I remember my first day, 30 years ago, when I first walked into the office. Pat had said everything's going to be okay, Linda is here now, because she was the only one there at the time. So it was Pat and I and Dick Edwards. I believe Jim was still in law school at the time.
I did come right out of law school, and I started with the firm at that time. It was called Campbell Associates. I had plans to work at another trial practice law firm in Boston, but given that Dick had started this firm and that I had worked in the past with Dick at a prior law firm, I wanted to join here. It's really the only place I've ever worked in my adult life.
In 2001, I was in the process of transitioning from another law firm, at which time Jim Campbell contacted me and asked the question whether I'd be interested, along with others, in joining he and Dick Campbell and merging our practices, because we realized very quickly we had a collective overlap of institutional clients. And we thought, given our respective trial experiences, we could really help benefit these clients, not just regionally where we have our offices, which run from the New England area all the way down to Philadelphia and New Jersey, but also nationwide, because all of us have tried cases across the country. And we reached the conclusion we could help the clients. And the way it's worked out through the years, we believe we've really been a great service to these clients.
The firm has gotten a lot larger, a lot more people, but the basic trust and respect has always been the same and will always be the same.
You know that the name of the law firm is Campbell, Edwards, and Conroy. And with respect to the 2 Campbells that are there, it's not just the 2 of us who are lawyers in the firm name. We've had several family members that have worked with us over the years, and there are 2 that I'd like to mention. 2 of my other brothers. The first is Bob Campbell. Bob worked with us from probably 1984 through to the time of his death in 2008. And Bob did anything and everything for this law firm. When you visit the Boston office, you'll see his portrait hanging in our lobby, and it will always be there so long as our firm is there. I'd also like to recognize Bill Campbell, yet another brother. Bill came to us a little later. He started with us in the early 1990s and again worked through with us to the time of his death, again in 2008. Just like Bob, his portrait hangs in our lobby, and it will be there as long as this law firm is in existence. Without what those 2 did for this law firm, we wouldn't be here for 30 years, and we wouldn't have the prospect of being here for yet another 30 years. So to Bob and to Bill, thank you so much for everything that you did for our law firm.
So we do one thing, we try to do it right. I think our clientele tells you that we do it right, and that is trial practice. We represent primarily institutional clients, primarily manufacturers, in a wide variety of litigation, whether it's product liability, general negligence, commercial litigation, environmental litigation, toxic tort work. We represent institutional clients in matters like that. And I think it's fair to say, and we certainly believe this to be true, that we have the clientele that we have because we have focused the nature of our work, and we've tried to become excellent in that one area of legal practice to the point where we can compete with the largest law firms in the United States, indeed in the world, within our area of expertise.
The firm has been immensely successful when you think that we started with 5 lawyers as a startup 30 years ago, and now we're a law firm that I think is generally regarded across the United States of America as one of the premier trial practice firms around.
So we've been blessed for a very long period of time with an exceptional clientele, an exceptional practice. We practice at the very highest end of civil litigation, and you really can't ask for much more than that.